Søren Kierkegaard didn't fear being unloved. He feared something worse, being loved by the wrong woman. A woman who claimed to admire virtue, but slowly destroyed the man who lived by it. Most people think heartbreak is accidental, random, inevitable, but Kierkegaard knew better. He believed some relationships don't just end. They crack the soul open. They twist who you are at the deepest level, until you don't recognize yourself anymore. Not because the woman was evil, but because she loved you, for the wrong reasons. And when that kind of love meets a good man, a man of purpose, of integrity, of vision, it doesn't lift him. It drains him, until there's nothing left. Kierkegaard wasn't just a philosopher. He was a man who lived inside his own suffering. He was deeply religious, deeply introspective. And he was in love, madly, with a woman named Regine Olsen. But he ended the relationship. Walked away, disappeared. Why? Because he believed she could never understand his burden. And worse, she would unconsciously try to soften it, tame it, turn his sacred struggle into something comfortable, predictable, small. And that, he could never allow. To Kierkegaard, a good man wasn't weak. He was someone devoted to something higher than pleasure, purpose, God, truth, inner growth. But he warned that this kind of man attracts a certain kind of woman. Not the one who nurtures his path, but the one who wants to own it. She sees his goodness, and instead of supporting it, she sabotages it. Not with violence, but with comfort, with shame, with questions like, why do you always need more? Why can't you just relax? Why isn't our love enough? Kierkegaard saw it clearly. Some women don't fall in love with the man. They fall in love with the idea of him. The poet, the thinker, the man with fire in his chest. But when she sees what that fire actually costs, the late nights, the silence, the loneliness, the spiritual agony, she doesn't want him to shine. She wants him to dim. And here's the trap. A good man will often blame himself for her discomfort. He'll shrink, apologize, break himself into pieces just to make her feel whole. But Kierkegaard's truth was this. Some women don't want to destroy your mission. They want to merge with it, until it forgets what it was. And if you're not vigilant, you'll hand over your purpose to someone who only loved you because they thought they could change you. Kierkegaard chose solitude, not because he didn't love Regine, but because he feared she would pull him away from the suffering that shaped him. He believed that real love doesn't ask you to abandon your inner struggle. It joins you in it, without trying to fix it. And that's the truth. A woman who tries to erase your demons may also erase your genius. Look around today. She says, you work too much. You're too intense. Why do you always have to be so deep? It sounds like concern, but often, it's resistance. Not to you, but to the weight of who you really are. And in a world of shallow values, a deep man becomes a threat. Not because he's dangerous, but because he reminds people of what they've abandoned. If you've ever felt misunderstood, if you've ever shrunk your soul just to keep her comfortable, you need to hear this. Your goodness is not the problem. Her inability to hold it is. Drop a comment below down finger. Have you ever met someone who loved the idea of you, but not the reality? And don't forget to check the pinned comment. The next video is, Schopenhauer knew why women grow bored of love.